Good morning, everybody, if it is still morning. I like my lines when I'm not house sitting, so I'm trying to get comfy, that's why I'm moving up and down at me. Right, yeah, no idea what time it is, but good morning. This is a live about me, my makeup routine. Never shared this before, so it's a bit weird. I'm classing this as the 10th episode of ELLEDALE, so another ELLEDALE and another look into my life. So yeah, I have no makeup on. I have I've been using makeup since I was about 15, 16 years old. So to share it with someone is a bit strange, but I am happy to do this. So I am going to try and turn my phone around and I'll show you this setup that I've got, and then we can start from the beginning. I'll show you what stuff I use, the routine, like the face wash, the wipes, all that kind of thing. So yes, first step, I will try and turn you around. If I lose you, I am sorry about that. Right, if you can see, these are all the makeups that I'm using, and I'll show you those in a minute. And then my mirror, clearly, hello. And then my makeup bag. So those are all my brushes. This is all new. It was about that size from about 2 weeks ago, and then I realised that I was getting too much stuff. So brushes, all my eye stuff goes in that one. My foundations go in here and in there, and all my lipsticks are in there. And there's a zip up part there, and that's where I keep my tweezers and scissors and everything like that. So I love this makeup bag off of Amazon. Then we have my face wash, show you that in a minute. My moisturizer wipes, dead cheap wipes. I don't buy fancy stuff. So yes, the wipes, they're just like the Morrison's one, they're like 59p or something like that, or you can get a pack of 3 for £1, something like that. So simple wipes. I'll show you that I've got no makeup on. So on a night when I'm taking my makeup off, I use this stuff. This is like a foaming facial cleanser. It's really, really good stuff. This is off Amazon, and I think it's about between £6 and £8 a bottle. Goes a long way. So all I do is squeeze some of this onto my cloth, my face wash, and then this really gets all the makeup off. And it goes, like I say, it goes a long, long way. And then in the morning, because I've removed the makeup from the night before, I just use one of these wipes. And because then there's nothing on this from the morning, I then use this same wipe again. I don't throw it away. I'll use wipes 3 or 4 times. So I use this one for tonight for taking my makeup off. So I use them a lot, and then when I've really fully used them and they are falling apart, then I tend to use them for like just giving the sink a quick wipe or clean the bathroom after the boys have been in it, and then I throw them away. Never down the toilet, because I'm a good girl. So yeah, to prove that I have no makeup on. Yeah. So me with no makeup on, that's never ever happened. Ever. So yeah, cheap facial wipes, this great facial cleanser, and then moisturizer. This is just, again, it's just simple stuff. It is whatever is pretty much on offer when I go to the supermarket. I'm sure at some point when I turn 50, I will want to start using all the fancy wrinkle stuff and all that stuff, but I don't tend to spend that much time on my face really. So I just put all this on my neck around here. I should be probably a much softer about it, but there's not much that's soft about me. So I tend to just put it on my neck when I've done it on my face, this is what I basically do every morning, around here, and then finish it off with whatever's round on my hands, because they're the worst thing. They look terrible. They're like about 60 years old, my hands, all because of the job walking and stuff that I do. So yes, anything that's on offer in the supermarket, same as the wipes. And then once I've done this, I usually then pretty much leave it for a bit. I'll come downstairs and make a cuppa, because that's mega important, and let my moisturiser just soak into my skin. This is really light stuff, as it says. It is really light. This stuff, really light stuff. It soaks in pretty quick, but I like to leave it. What I tend to do is, if I've wiped my skin first thing in the morning with these, my skin is still damp, I don't dry it. I just simply go and put my moisturiser straight onto my skin, even though it's a bit damp, and leave it like that, and let it soak in, let it dry, have my cuppa, and then I start again with the next thing. What I usually do, depending if I'm going out or not. Hello David, hello sweetheart. Depending on whether I'm going out will depend on what foundation I have. So my everyday dog walking and cleaning up dog shite, it's my Max Factor everyday stuff. It's this one. Usually I always get them from Boots or Superdrug, because I can use my points card, or I tend to get them off Amazon. Since lockdown, I found that Amazon are really good with things like that, and they are actually cheaper, surprise, surprise. So it's always Max Factor. So it's always Max Factor, and it's the lasting performance one, and it's always the fairest, because I am the fairest of them all, clearly. So it's 100 fair. It's either fair or porcelain. The lightest possible foundation. So yes, because I am super white. That is my everyday one. That will last all day, and it's great just to have something on your skin. I never go out without makeup unless I am completely by myself. Then my next favourite, if it's an evening, it is this Max Factor again. It's Ageless Elixir Miracle. This smells gorgeous, and it lasts longer. It's nice for an evening. It seems to be one of those that you put on, but the longer it's on your skin, the better that it gets. Let me try and put this right. What is it on? There you go. It's the longer it's on your skin, the better it seems to sit. It's not like it's heavy cakey stuff. It's not. It's it just seems to complement your skin better. So I have noticed that I'll put it on before I go out, and then by the time I've come back, it looks a lot better than it did when I went out, and I don't want to take it off. Really good stuff. Max Factor. Yeah, another one, if I'm feeling bold and I want to illuminate my skin, another Max Factor is the Skin Illuminizer. So that's another one. Again, that's the light ivory. They tend to change depending on what the foundation is. They'll change the names of them, so I've got to be a bit careful, because not always the lightest one is not always actually the lightest. It's the second one in, so you kind of got to be a bit careful with that. So that's a light ivory on that, the fair on that. What I also use now moisturiser is soaked in is either illuminating and hydrating, and it's just like a primer. Sounds awful, doesn't it? Primer. And a colour correcting one. This is like a light green one. I'll put this one on now. You can just see it's a greeny colour. I won't normally put it on with my fingers, but I can't wait to get my sponges out. So I'll put a sponge on. I hope you can see this, because I am actually looking through a mirror. So it's got a green tinge to it. So if your skin's red or blotchy, this is good just to have on. It soaks in really fast, and it's gorgeous smell. So it's dead simple. There. And just leave that for a few minutes. Well, not even that really. just so if you can see me on here. Yep, so that's in. It just smells gorgeous. You've got to get it just because it smells nice. So, put that on. I will show you, I'll be showing you this one today since I'm only going to be putting one makeup on. It's this one. This is the new one. I have fallen for it. Must admit, I have seen it plastered all over Facebook for the last month or so. So I've filled the test in and they give it to you, this full bottle. You can try it for, Martin's coming with my breakfast, which I will not eat on live television. This stuff. So you do a test, they ask you things like your skin tone or your eye colour or things like that. What kind of coverage you want in light, medium, full on. And then they send you a bottle this size for you to test for about, I think it's 60 days. And if you don't like it in that time, whether it's still full or completely empty, you can return it and you get your money back. They send you this, and then they send you a concealer as well. So it seems that you put this on first and then the concealer, and I'm used to putting the concealer on first, then the foundation. So that's a bit of a weird way to do it, but I always do as I'm told. So foundation and then the concealer. So I'll show you what that is. It is a really, really good match. So they are really good at matching your skin tone. They are really good. There's nothing wrong with it. This is about £36. Hello, Damien. This is about £36, and my longer lasting stuff is about £9.99, and the ageless stuff is about £12.99, £13.99, something like that. So this is much more expensive, and to be honest, there's not much difference between that and the Max Factor that I've been using for donkey's years. So I think I'll use it, and what I'm finding I'm doing is I'm mixing a bit of this with my Max Factor. And what I do is I just squirt it on the back of my hand, any foundation, liquid foundation, mix it up with my brushes, and then from there use my back of my hand as a palette. So I'll mix a few foundations because some are darker than others, and I'll mix them up and then apply them there. So I'll use this because I said I would review it, and I've used it a couple of times and I like it. I don't think I'll be spending another £36 and getting another bottle. The concealer is really good. That's £26. It is a lot of money and I don't think it's really necessary. So, right, let's start putting my makeup on. Brushes. Important. And you know what, someone's going to be watching these and be going, you don't use that brush for that, you use it for this. Yeah, well, whatever. This kind of brush for foundation, it's flat, different shape, and it's really good because the brushes the different lengths, so you can move it around your skin. Really good for that. This one, another one, is a bit thicker, soft. So that is really good for foundation as well, but also good for powder. Then obviously they go up to like that size. Really gorgeous stuff. These brushes were a pack from Amazon. Again, really good value for money. Really, really good. I think the whole lot, all those brushes I showed you earlier, they were about, I think they were about a tenner. Just like that, something like that, or even less than that. So that's a blusher brush. Gorgeous. I always put them back in the covers and then back in the thing. How long that'll last, I don't know. Eyebrow brushes. I love these because they're just a different shape. You got a point. These are for obviously eyeshadow. What I've tend to do is I use eyebrow pencils as well, but my eyebrow pencil ran out. This. So I've got the one with the brush on the end, brush, and then pencil. But because it's not a full pencil, it's run out. So I've run out of that, and then I've started using eyeshadow, powder eyeshadow, and use this and put that on my eyebrows, and that actually works just as good. So I do that now. Whether I should or not, I don't know, but there you go. Right, let's stick some foundation on. So, straight onto my hand. That's all I'm going to do. A few squirts. Stick some more on. I tend to put it on and then build up. And then I'm just going to put my everyday one on. So, this comes out pretty quick. So, can you see? Different ones. There's not much in them. So that's about as much as I put on. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them. Just mix them up on my hand. This only thing is, you see, I do this and then I go out and I've got one hand that looks tanned and the other one that's white. So, very exciting stuff. I always start from here. I always start from my temple and work down. I did get you some, hang on a second. Let me put my hair up for you. I don't normally, but let's try everything. Perfect. And I look so beautiful. Right, starting from here and just basically brushing it in like you are painting something. It's a bit rough and stuff because I am usually rushing, so it's only on a night if I'm going out that I'll actually spend time. So I usually work away. I usually work down because the hairs on your skin are facing downwards, not brushing up. It's down. It just sits on your skin better. I tend to wait until most of it, the makeup foundation, is off my brush, and then just do a quick brush over my eyelids. Whether you should or not, it don't really matter to me. So just quick round there. And then I tend to do one half of my face, so I'll go down the centre of my nose, around here, right round the back here, and down here, and then around my chin there. And just keep doing it a bit by bit until I feel comfortable with it. And then just underneath there. Stick some more on. It does feel much better. I used to use my fingers back in the day, slap it all on with my fingers when there were no such thing as sponges and all that. And then there came brushes as well, and so it is easier to put them on with brushes and sponges. Some people still use their fingers. It's whatever you're used to. So that's pretty much it. That's one half. That's as much as time as I spend on my foundation part. I hope you can actually see me because we've got the sun now, haven't we? Let me know if you can't actually see my face, because if you can't see my face, it's no good, is it? I don't want to actually move you. Let me try, and bear with me, I'm going to try and move you. Follow me over here. There you go. I don't know if that's any better, but just message me if it isn't. I've got to move all my stuff over here now. So, back to squirting stuff on, because I want to do my other half. Mix it with my Max Factor. Whee! Mix it with the brush. Temples. I always start. You get a habit, don't you, doing stuff every day. It is a nice match. It is really light. I only wanted light coverage, and that's what they've given me. It is really, really light. You can put more on it. The more foundation you put on, the more it'll build. There's not much of a smell to the maquillage, whatever you call it, stuff. I must admit, I didn't know whether I was actually going to share this on live, but I will do, because there's only a few of you. Hello, Mummy! When I was younger, my mum knows, when I was younger, my teenage 13, right up into my 30s, I suffered from severe acne. I had really, really bad skin, and it used to really affect my confidence. I used to, obviously it'd be a time when I'd be at school and then college and then going out nightclubbing and things, and I remember being at school, you'd get picked on because your skin is bad. I used to walk home at lunchtime and for my lunch at home, but I'd spend majority of that time reapplying my makeup. You weren't allowed to wear makeup at school, so I got really, really good at applying it without it looking like I'd got makeup on. And it affected me for years, right up until I was about 30. I kept going to my doctors. They'd give me Panoxyl and Benoxyl cream that you're supposed to put on your skin morning and night. Now, this cream would like dry your skin up, which the idea was your skin was too oily, so it would dry it up and get rid of your spots. But it would leave like a white film on your skin. So, and I wouldn't be able to apply my makeup with that stuff on my skin. So I didn't used to wear it in the morning, only at night. Now, you used to have to wear it twice a day, morning and night. So I'd halved the application that I should have used, because I would not go to school or college or anywhere without my makeup on. So I suppose it could have worked better than I allowed it to. But yeah, every minute of every day I was conscious of my skin. I'd wake up in the middle of the night wondering whether I've got another spot or something, or whether I'm going to get picked up at school or anything. It was bad. It went on for a long, long time, and it was affecting my confidence. It was awful. It was awful. You didn't get the same kind of foundation back then. It were like Clairol stuff, and they came in a pack like this, and it was basically coloured talcum powder, which was always too dark for me. So I would then add just talcum powder to the top of the container, mix it in to make it lighter, to then apply it to my skin, which probably didn't help because it wasn't really good. It was really, really cheap stuff because I couldn't afford it. I was at school, I couldn't afford any good, decent stuff. So I used to make do with what I could get, and it obviously wasn't good stuff. So this went on for a long time. It really, really affected me. I went to my doctors quite a lot, and he basically said it wasn't bad enough to warrant like antibiotics and things like that. So I was in my 30s by this time, and the son is determined to follow me around. I will put my mascara on, and I'll tell you again in a minute. Mascara. I love MUA, which is Makeup Academy. It is probably the cheapest stuff in Superdrug, and it's really good. You do not need to spend a lot of flipping money on makeup. Let's have a look. What else have I got? Extra 3D. That's a good one. That's cheap. Rimmel. $1.99, something like that. And a Max Factor one. And I've only got this Max Factor one because in Boots it'll have been 3 for 2. So I'll have gotten 2 lots of my foundation, and then I will have got mascara for free. So I'll mix between these. I'll put some of this on, the MUA, and then finish with the Rimmel one, because each mascara has a different kind of brush. Some are really, really thick, apply it on really, really a lot at the same time. And yeah, message if you can't see me, because I am getting suntan in this. Remove me again. I'm going to end up falling off at windowsill at this rate. Yeah, mascara. I'll try and put it on while I'm talking to you. This is dead simple stuff, and I'll show you quickly what I'm doing before I start doing it. So try and move it around the flipping neck of it, because it comes off in clumps. And then all I tend to do is close my eye to the thing. I don't start doing all of this I will just put it right to the, as close to my eyelid as I can, and then close my eye. So lift it right up your eye and close it. Close your eye. And it will, the mascara brush stays where it is, and you're just closing your eye. Always hold on to this handle quite tight. I know it sounds daft, but if you don't and you flick it, or your eyebrow, if your eyelashes come down pretty fast, it can actually move your handle in your hand, and then you end up getting it all up your flipping eyebrow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to move you again, guys, because I cannot see myself. Bear with me, guys, because I'm gonna have to. I'm moving. Son, I'm like a Dracula, honestly, I'm telling you, I don't like it. I'm gonna have to keep reaching for my flipping makeup, which is now 10 foot away. Right, anyway, like I say, you're better off holding your mascara right as close as you can to your eyelid and just closing your eye. So yes, as I said, I'm like in my 30s by now, and my skin is still just as bad as it was when I was like 16. The only time I ain't got makeup on is when I'm on holiday with my mum and dad and brother and sister, because nobody knows me then. Nobody knows about me or my skin or anything. So, and I'm not there long enough for anybody to even start like wondering what's wrong with my skin, or I must eat too much chocolate, I ain't got a good diet, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would only ever have no makeup on when I'm on holiday with mum and dad. And this has gone on for a long time by now. It's little things like when I used to go nightclubbing, I used to pile on loads and loads of makeup, and then I used to love it when it became winter time because it was dark outside. And then I knew that if it was dark outside, you couldn't see my skin as good. And then I used to love it when it came to the nightclub time, which is like 11 o'clock at night. I'm sure my dad did as well. Wondering where the bloody hell I was. But when it got to nightclub time, it's always dark in nightclubs. So then people couldn't see my skin then either. So it's just, you know, little things that you think back on. And I used to hate, as much as makeup helped me, it also became a thing where I hated it. I hated having to put makeup on because it was just to cover my skin, not because I wanted to do it. And it would take me an hour every morning before school. I'd have to get up an hour before school, or an hour, 2 hours sometimes if I was going out, just because it had to be a certain way. So all that time wasted, you know, and I used to hate it. I used to have to hate having to put it all on just to go out. So I became hate makeup, really. And then I got fed up of asking my doctor to do something about it, so I paid private. Paid private when I was in, I don't know, 30 sometimes. I think it was 30. Maybe a bit earlier. Hope you can see it because I can't see any comments now. Yeah, so I paid private. Hello, Abby sweetheart. I hope you can see me trying to put my makeup on for you because I keep getting attacked by the sunshine and it's not helping me one bit. So I'm hoping you can see. I'm going to carry on because I can't see actually any messages or anything, so I'm assuming I'm alright. So yes, I'm now going to get the eyeshadow. I'm not going to put any eyeshadow on. I'm going to show you what I basically do with my eyebrows. This stuff is same again. It's just the neutral colours. I'll never go for like browns, lights, creams, those kind of things. So this will have been off Amazon again, and it won't be much. It'll be about $8.99. What I'm really doing is, because my eyebrow pencil has ran out. Like I say, that is the mascara. What I would normally do is have this mascara, this Rimmel one, is almost run out. So I use this more as like just a brush to like finish, just to tidy up the mascara. Just put that on the bottom lid because there's not much of it. Same again, just tidy it up. I don't do much with it. Just tidy it up without trying to put myself in the eye. That's the mascara part. Right, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so anyway, I paid private and I ended up seeing this lady, dermatologist, and I said, I explained the situation. I said how long I've been doing it, what I've been doing. I said I don't eat that much chocolate, and it's not this, and it's not. And she just looked at me and just said it's not to do with nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with your diet. It's just, you know, it's the makeup of your body inside, and it's fine. And I will give it to you because of maybe it's not as bad as it should be for antibiotics, but the effect that it's having on my confidence and my social life and that kind of thing, that's what she gave it me for. And what she gave me, and I don't even know if it's even allowed anymore, is Roaccutane. It's this very strong antibiotic. What I'm going to do now is use this brush that I showed earlier, which is an eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to basically go over my eyebrows, which I kind of find quite funny because back in like, I think it was the 90s, show my age, back in like the 90s, it was like the massive thing to actually have the tiniest, thinnest eyebrows ever, right? People almost used to like shave them off and then like paint them back on again with like an eyebrow pencil. What's that about? So it was really, really thin, and I'm like, oh man, there's one like pain thing I cannot stand, and it's plucking eyebrows out. Honestly, I've had back problems and stomach problems, all sorts of stuff. Pluck my eyebrows, I will kill you. Don't like that kind of pain. I'm terrible with it. I will not pluck my eyebrows. I do the tiniest bits around here, and that is it. So like the 90s, I've got like the most thickest eyebrows ever, and everybody's has like got the thinnest, gorgeous, perfect pencil line, and I'm like, sort that for that. Anyway. So now I'm thankfully it's coming back where everybody's got the thickest eyebrows. I'm like, oh, here we are. I'm in fashion and I hadn't even tried. How cool is that? So just the tiniest bit. It's like, I'll show you which one I'm using. I'm going to show you that one. This one. In there. Just a tiny bit. And all I'm doing is, if you can see, is just brushing it in my eyebrows. I can't bother with a pencil, and this lasts longer. You can also change the colour. You can also change the shade of the eyeshadow. If you want blue, stick blue on. I don't need to do much because my eyebrows are so thick, but it just gives you a bit of a colour. Since it's so fashionable now to have these, I'm like making a big hoo-ha about it. So that's a little bit, it just makes it a bit more emphasised than the other one. That's all I do, like that. Anyway, yeah, she prescribed me Roaccutane. Roaccutane is very strong, and the side effects aren't brilliant. So I was at work by this time, and I pretty much pre-warned my boss that I was on this stuff and going to have side effects, like really, really dry skin, really flaky skin. Your eyes get really, really sensitive to sunlight. You will get nosebleeds. Not good. But you're on for 3 months, and then if you think you need another set, you get it again once only. You're never allowed it again for the rest of your life. So it's one set, 3 months, another possible for another 3 months, and then that's it for life. Anyway, I had my first lot. Here you can see me. And I just needed another set after that. So I had 2-3 months treatment of Roaccutane, and that was it. And my skin was absolutely terrible during Roaccutane. I had, for the first time, I had to go to work with no makeup on, and my skin was bright red. I mean, it was bright red. It was coming off in patches. My eyes were hurting. all my lips had completely cracked. It was hard to, you know, eat sometimes because all your mouth was sore. And that was like for 6 months, and I absolutely hated it. You couldn't even attempt to put makeup on because it would start burning. Your skin would start burning. It was awful. So I had to go through it looking worse, so much worse than it did before, for like 6 months, just before it started clearing up. Yeah, I didn't go out. I went to work, came back, and that was it. I wouldn't go out anywhere. But slowly, my skin started clearing up, and it's been clear ever since. And it was brilliant. I'm so glad I did it. They probably banned it by now. I don't know, but I'm glad I did it, and now I actually enjoy putting makeup on. It's nice. I thought when I could put makeup on, for the sake of putting makeup on, that I'd be buying loads and loads of stuff, and I did at the beginning. I'd be buying all the really expensive creams and the makeups and the lipsticks and everything, because I'm like, well, I can buy this stuff because I like it now. Completely different. Novelty wears off after a bit. So then you start realising that the cheaper stuff is just as good. And it's not that exciting. Right. So, foundation on. Sometimes, if I feel like it, this is again a Max Factor. And this is like, it's like a powder, it's like a foundation to powder. So, comes in 2 parts. So the top bit screws, and this is a lid. This is what it looks like on the bottom. You lift this, there's a sponge in there. So what it does is, you can see these little, that's like a sieve basically. So you open it from the other side, remove the paper, and then you can use the bottom to push through, get the powder from this side. Can you see? That's the paper. You remove that. I don't. Remove that. This goes through those little sieve holes into your sponge, apply it with your sponge. I like my brushes, so I leave the paper in there, and I get one of my larger blusher brushes, if you like, not the largest, but the second to the largest one, and just swirl this around. Once I've done my mascara and my eyebrows, they're kind of like set, and I know my foundation's all like set. If I just want to, I just quickly put this on. There's another thing I'll mention, all since I'm mentioning flipping sharing weird stuff with you all today. Have you ever noticed, like, I hope it's not just me now, I'm actually confessing to this stuff, but since I turned 40, you like get hairs on your chin. What's all that about? I mean, growing old is pretty shite. Sorry for swearing, Mum. Yeah, so you start flipping since 40, you start noticing stuff different, and I'm like, I never used to have flipping hairs on my chins. What's that about? Anyway, there you go. I'm sharing all this stuff with you today. You see? So yeah, hairs on your chin. What the flipping heck's that about? And if they're only light, and thankfully they're only light because I'm so fair, but it must be a pain if you get a lot of them, or, you know, I just cut them off with a pair of scissors. There's only about 6 for now. What happens when there's more? What if I cut them and they're multiplying? How crap is that? Anyway, hairs on chins. Someone explain it to me. Anyway. So, big whoop around. It just sets it a bit. That's all that it is. There's no magic wand. Just slap it on. Next thing is my lipstick, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So, yes. When I say about my skin cleared up a great deal, massively after Roaccutane. Thank you, Roaccutane. I did still have a lot, because I had such a bad acne, I had a lot of acne scars, and they're around this temple. They're around each of my temples. So this is kind of like why I start with my foundation around this area. It it puts like the first layer on. Then when I started going everywhere else, I go back. So that is more what I'm aware of, this area of my face that I'm more aware of. So I tend to like just stick around there. The other thing which is good is that concealer. So now they're saying, oh, put this on after you've done your foundation, which is really back to front, as far as I'm concerned. This is really good stuff. I know it's 26 quid or 24 quid, right? Super light. Again, what this is kind of good for is just going underneath the eye, just the dark circles here a bit, just tiny bit. You don't need a lot. The more you put on, the more it's going to like thicken up. So you put a lot on your eyes, and then I get laughter lines because obviously I'm hilarious, and it sits in your laughter lines, so then it makes them look a lot bigger than they actually are. So don't put loads on. So I just put a bit on here, and then around the marks of my skin, which is around my temples, I'll put it here, around here. Get a bit more on, don't need a lot, just a little bit around here, So also, I tend to get like a slight discoloration just on each side of my lips here. So I just put a bit on either side, not a lot. Just there. And then, watch it, by the time I finish doing this, there'll just be a face full of concealer. Just around my nose as well, just a bit around here, because that can get sometimes red. I blow my nose up quite a bit sometimes, and that can get a bit red, so just slip that on. That's about it, honestly. I won't put any more on. And then, just using makeup, the one that I put my foundation on, just dab it back in again. It's better to like dab it rather than wipe. Super exciting, isn't it? Oh yeah. All this just to go outside. Right. Makeup on. Lipstick. I love, have a guess, Max Factor. Max Factor lipsticks. All of them. So I'll show you what colours I've got. So exciting! So many colours, so many colours. Right, colours. I don't buy anything else besides Max Factor lipsticks. Max Factor lipsticks. What you also get with this one, because this is a two-tone one, so you get a colour, which is what you're wanting. You also get that. So Lip Infinity, I think it's called, Amazon. It's usually $9.99 for them both. They come in a pack. This is the stain, so it's more like it lasts much longer than a lipstick. I don't buy just standard lipsticks anymore. Like this is the only one I've got. This is a Rimmel one, and it's because it's bright red, and I got it before I started using these Max Factors. Bright red. It's Rimmel. I think about $3.95 off Amazon. The only thing with these ones is you put them on, and then by the time you go outside, have a drink, it's gone off. Don't do that crap anymore. So all these are just different colours, clearly, of the same style Max Factor lipstick. And then this one is the one that you go over. It's just, I'll be showing you in a minute. It's just coats it, and they do last all night. all you can do is, if you want to, you just top it up with this during the night and it just revives your lipstick. So I just don't use anything else. So let's just, since we're just doing a day one, I'll show you a dark one. Let's try a dark one. So sometimes I do a lip liner. Might as well do a lip liner for you now. This is dead blunt and it shouldn't be, it should be sharp, but I can't bother. So it's just a quick, I'll try and do it while I'm looking at this mirror and showing you. Yeah, you can get all this stuff on Amazon. If I'm going to show you my favourite foundation, it is this one. It's the Elixir. Ageless Elixir Miracle Max Factor. It really is good. It lasts hours and hours. You can go out from tea time right until like early hours and it's just perfect. It smells nice. Good coverage, but it makes it look like you've got nothing on. Those are the types that I like. The makeup that it looks like you've got nothing on. So a bit of a lip liner, just to give me a guide of where to go. Not like I know where I am. I'll try and show you. So this is the stain. Everybody has a routine, don't they? So I always go down this side first, and then that. Then the bottom lip. What I try to do, which is difficult for me, is to keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut when you're putting lipstick on your bottom lip. Because if you open it and go all right around, you close it and you just look like it's a bit over the top. So I'm going to try and shut your mouth. I'm going to minute. Everybody, I'll try. It's just a softer in your corners of your mouth. I will open my mouth and just do the middle heart there, but you close your lips together. It's just enough to fill the sides without making it look too much. So yeah, keep your mouth shut. Wait for this to come. Right, and then leave it at least a minute before you put this stuff on. Like I say, it's just like a wax. Now the sun's gone in. Now I've finished my makeup video, the sun's gone in. How about that? There's another thing I've got, which I'm not selling Max Factor. Clearly I'm not getting anything from Max Factor from doing this. I should do. Blusher Max Factor. Surprise, surprise. It's different colours. And just use your blusher brush. Might as well do it on top for you. Slap it on your because this, you can get this stuff off YouTube or whatever, but they say like depending on where your cheekbones are, I think mine are quite highish up here, so you tend to put like the blusher just underneath here, so it like makes them look even like higher. If you've got low ones, you put them up here, something like that. I can't remember much. I just basically know that I should put in, if I'm putting blusher on, I just put it slowly here underneath there. So I'll do that in a bit. Now it gets less and less tacky, the lipstick. It is sticky when you first put it on, and then you can tell if you put it on too soon because your lipstick comes off on here, so you'll know when you've put it on too early. So it's alright. So just like, you can put this on, it's just clear, just like that on. Not fancy about that. It's perfectly clear, so I know that the stain underneath is set, and that's pretty much it. You can eat, drink with this lipstick on and it won't come off. And then you might have it on like 3 hours and you have eaten something or whatever. put some more on and it'll top it up. Now, it will feel strange. If you have been out, had a drink, had something to eat, and you've had it on for about 3 hours, your lips are like this, and you go and want to top it up with this, put some on, but it will feel like grainy. It'll feel like you've still got something on your lips or something. And you'll think, oh, it feels a bit weird, I don't like it. It must show. It doesn't. It just feels a bit grainy when you reapply this stuff, when your lipstick's been on for quite a few hours. You can't tell. It looks just like it does now, but to you, your lips may feel a bit grainy and a bit weird, but don't worry about it. Right then, I'm having to kneel up a bit because I'm getting flipping cramp here. Right, blusher, last bit. I don't need a lot. You just do this basically, really, you know, important, you know, slap it on. And then all I do is just tap it a bit and then just whirl it around here. It's very subtle. You'll probably not even notice it. But seeing as I'm so pale, I don't tend to do this a lot. This is only if I'm going out. I might use this blusher probably 4 times a year, 5 times a year. This is why it's so full. Because this is like a bit like me. It's like going back to the powder stuff, the talky stuff, like I did when I had bad skin. And I'm scared that it's going to like be bad for my skin again. So I tend not to use it a lot. I tend to think, oh, I don't want to like wake up with spots or anything. So I don't use it a lot. But it is good for just giving you a bit of colour. So yeah, I don't use this a lot. I don't use blusher. Like I say, I don't use it a lot. 4 or 5 times a year is enough. And it doesn't cause me spots because I only ever wear it on a night if I'm going out somewhere, and it's only on for a few hours because then I come and take it off. So I think it's just, you know, it's how your mind works, isn't it, sometimes? So that's pretty much my makeup on. I know it's like taking a jumping hour or something, isn't it? It's because I've been talking to you. So yeah, that's pretty much how my makeup always looks, and that is the stuff that I use. So I'll quickly go again of what I've used. It is just simple wipes. Any wipes. You can get 3 for £1 from Superdrug or something. Don't spend a lot of money on them. This stuff is really worth it. This is about £8.99, I think it is. You can get it off Amazon. It's organic facial cleanser. I've squeezed a bit of that. The sun's coming out again. Squeeze a bit of that onto one of the wipes on an evening, get all my makeup off, and then just put some moisturiser on and go to bed. Next morning I'll use a fresh wipe just to give myself a clean, and then use that wipe again for adding the foam cleanser to that night. So I reuse the wipes 2 or 3 times at least. I just rinse them out underneath the hot water tap and reuse them, so they go a long way. Then it's just the moisturiser, simple moisturiser. This is running out. You can usually get these for 2 for £5, something like that, dead cheap. It's whatever's on offer. Then I like everyday stuff. It's my Max Factor lasting stuff, £9.99, goes a long way. That's great stuff. Then the one for going out is disappeared. Yeah, Elixir. I tend to sometimes, because this is like light ivory and this is fair, so they're slightly different. So I'll probably mix those on my hand as well and put those in on a night. Then, yes, sorry, I missed the part. After moisturiser, before your foundation, it's either one of these, the green one that I put on. That's if your skin feels a bit red or blotchy or whatever, being bruising. Put that on after your moisturiser. This is a hydrating one. This is white, and you just put that on. It's exactly the same as that kind of stuff, really. They're just selling a different product. But it's just like a primer, a base, before your foundation. And then that is the main one that I've got on today. That one that I'm testing. It's probably about 2/3 full still. I will be keeping it. I won't be returning it. I think it's alright. It is a lot. It's, like I said, I think it's £36. It's more than I will pay for foundation. I do like Max Factor so much, that's why. It suits me. And then, like I say, that kind of foundation cream to powder stuff, just top it up if you think you need to. And then mascara, different ones, Rimmel, Max Factor if I get an offer 3 for 2. And then with different colours of my lipsticks, and then the like Vaseline type stuff on the top to keep it. So yeah, that is my, and then yeah, cutting your flipping chin hairs off when they get too long, you know, stuff like that, lady stuff. So thank you so much for watching my video, my episode 10 of ELLEDALE. I really appreciate your time. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you.